Hey y'all, it's your girl Barbie J here. Welcome to my channel, June BLC. Hey there everybody, it's your girl Barbie J here with the recap and review of Tyler Perry's comedy drama, Sisters, Season 8, Episode 5, Wounded Arrows. And before we get started with this boring episode, if you're new here or returning here, please take a moment and hit that subscribe button, then hit the notification bell and select all, and it'll let you know every time I upload any new content to this channel. Then I ask that you hit that like button, that's the thumbs up button, write a comment, join the conversation, and share because sharing is caring. And now let me take this time to let y'all know that on Thursday, November 14th, we will be going live, but at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this time. 9 p.m. Y'all know it's usually 8 o'clock, but I have an important meeting from 8 to 9, so therefore I have to do the YouTube live at 9. I hope you can make it there. So as you all know, this episode was wickety, wickety, wickety whack. No, let me stop. It wasn't the best episode. It was focused on the salon, on Hayden, and on Andy. Anyhow, it starts off with Hudson at the hospital. He's telling the doctor that he has power of attorney and that even though Andy is, Gary's fiance, she is not to receive any information about his health or medical status or care, or they will be violating HIPAA laws. And the doctor tells Andy he's sorry that she'll have to get information from Hudson from now on. And she and Hudson get into it after that and stuff. And Hudson makes some crude remark to Andy about getting down on all fours for Robin, because he's her attorney now. And she picks up her hand to slap him, but he stops it and stuff. I was just like, why is he trying to get under her skin and why does she keep allowing it? Because she sees what he's doing, you know? But she's following, what's his name? Robin's request as her attorney. Don't y'all think, somebody let me know down in the comment section. Should she be telling Robin the troubles that she's having at the hospital and what she's going through? It seemed like she should be letting her attorney know what is happening, that she tried to see him, but A, B, and C are happening. That just seems like it would be the most common thing to do. She don't have any common sense. I don't know. Y'all let me know down in the comment section. Maybe I got this wrong. Anyhow, next we have Hayden coming into his office and sees Marie sitting there, and he wants to know what is she doing there. And she's like, Hayden, did you miss me? And he's like, anything we have to say was said the last time you were in here. She said, oh, when you threw that little temper tantrum because I backed Andy for the managing partner position. And he was all salty and pissy towards her, the way he was behaving and acting. And she let him know, first of all, Andy saved me hundreds of millions of dollars. And he's like, yeah, well, how's that working out with you now that she's a suspect in the stabbing of Gary Borders and stuff like that? And she's like, both you and I know Andy couldn't hurt a fly. So she told him he needs to get over this envy of Andy. It doesn't look good on him or something like that, she said. So she continued to get some digs in at Hayden and saying little smart things, and Hayden wasn't happy about it. He's up there thinking that she came back for some D, but that was hardly the case. She told Hayden that he was an adequate attorney. I said, oh, snap. He's like, oh, you just flowing with the compliments, huh? It wasn't close to one. So anyway, she basically was there because she was Hayden to look into Roots to Riches business proposal and make sure it's up to par, she said, and check their cash flow and balance sheets and their financial statements and everything because she invested in this. And he's like, why would you invest in that type of company? That little was some, I don't know. He had some negative comments to say about it. And she said, I invested in two brilliant black entrepreneurs who have drive and ambition and hustle like when she was their age. So she told him to handle her business and don't F it up. I said, oh, no, she didn't. So then she read Hayden a little bit more and let him know that he still has a job at Benson Jones in Leland because of her. And see, he didn't know that. She said, you didn't think it was a coincidence that Robin kept you, was it? And then she made a face like, and walked away. As soon as she walked away and left, Fatima came in and asked him, what was that all about, or what happened with Miss Marie Willis? But of course, Hayden doesn't tell her. And then he just makes a mean comment about Zach's mute son, as he called Michael. And Fatima got in his face because she did not like when he said that, but Hayden didn't even care. And then he mentioned, something about Andy losing her allies like Robin and Miss Marie and all this stuff. And Fatima said, Andy really lives rent free in your marble head, or something like that. She called him a marble head because all he does is ever talk about Andy, Andy, Andy. And Miss Marie had just told him the same thing. What is it about Andy that you having this problem? So basically, Hayden was telling Fatima to mind her business, but she said, what if I tell Tamara about what I saw, or something like that? And he was like, you ain't seen nothing. No, you need to get back to work. So she went back to her office, and then, well, the conference room, I think it was. And then he came in there, and she had been on the phone because she left and got on the phone and called Zach because she was just losing it. And Zach is at home. It's like, my fiance is calling me in the middle of the day. This can't be good. Let me be supportive. I was like, why does he have to say, let me be supportive? I didn't get that, how they put that line in there. So she was venting on the phone, and he told her to come home during lunchtime, and he had a surprise for her. Those Zaccos, supposed to be tacos, but they Zaccos or whatever it was. But as she was talking to him on the phone, she turns around and see Hayden standing there watching her. She always seemed to turn her back to the door. I don't get it. She did it last week with Robin. It's like, pay attention to who's coming in there. Be observant. You know what I mean? Especially when you're doing something you ain't supposed to do. And Hayden got on her case about personal calls and stuff. And he basically told her to mind her business and to stay in her lane. And she don't want to make Miss Maria an enemy of hers like he is of hers, or something like that. And basically, she better keep her mouth shut. Don't be telling Zach or anybody or Andy anything about what she thinks she saw or heard. And she was like, whatever. So then she goes home for lunch. She tries the Zaccos that Zach made for her, whatever. And she's venting, and he's telling her that he's going to add Robin to the suspect list of who might have stabbed Gary. And Fatima tell him while he at it, he might as well add Miss Marie there too. I said, oh my God, that list is getting big. That board is getting bigger. So she runs off saying that she'll help him when she gets back home with their little crime board or whatever they calling that thing that they're doing. So next we had the female at the hair salon who's demanded $400,000 from Pam and Karen because her edges fell out from Roots to Riches, but she has no proof. Does anybody know her name? Do we have a name for her? I don't know. But anyway, Karen is upset with Pam, but mainly herself because she allowed her to sell her homemade products out of her salon without testing it first. It was never vetted, as they put it. So Karen is getting upset because these women are becoming rowdy and they're chanting roots to riches, wreck your edges, roots to riches, wreck your edges while on social media, and she's telling them if they don't stop, they're going to have to leave because, this is too much. And then she's telling them, the salon is closed. Everybody go home, go home. She was trying everything to get them out of there. And it seemed to me, I don't know if she would have faked that maybe she was going into labor. She had a pain. Maybe that would have scared them enough because they're looking at this woman pregnant and everything and they don't even care. And I'm like, this lady done brought in all these women from outside because Karen's salon ain't never been that crowded. Not even at the grand opening, y'all. Anyway, Pam and Karen, they don't know what to do in this situation. And Pam tells them she has a friend named Andrea Bonds, Esquire, who is an attorney, because the lady was like, you're going to hear from my attorney and all of this stuff. Then Trey comes in and he's asking what's going on. And Pam tells him, and the girl is saying stuff to Trey, and Pam is like, don't be talking to my man like that and all this stuff. You more concerned about her saying something to your man than about your damn hair care product, Pam. Get your priorities straight, girlfriend. You know what I mean? And it's just going on and on. And he's like, well, maybe you should just settle with these people and give them money. Karen said, what? It cost, they want $400,000. He said, damn, for some edges. I said, yeah, edges that grow back. edges that grow back. She don't know if them edges not gonna grow back or not. What you need $400,000 when your edges could grow? Why, as Karen, as a hair salon owner, know that if people's edges fall out, they grow back or whatever? So I don't know. It seemed to me before you giving up some money, you should be waiting. Let's wait a month and see if them edges start growing back. But that girl might keep trying to pull them off and pluck them out so that she could still get that money. Anywho, um, as all of this is going on, the next thing we know, Miss Marie comes in, pushes past the ladies to ask Karen and Pam what the blue blazes is going on. And they both are so surprised and nervous. Now we have Maurice and Paige. They're fighting over her pen. It has feathers in it. It's called Pink Portia. Maurice won't give it back, and he's plucking the feathers out of it, which I find to be childish. Maurice is acting very immature, and he's 1,000% in the wrong. I don't know what the rest of y'all think, but he was totally wrong, and I'm getting sick of him playing these parts. Meanwhile, Rich has come to the bank to get a loan, and I feel that he's using Sabrina's position to help him get it without any problems. You know what I mean? But I don't think she can vouch for him, can she? Because the loan department is a whole different part of each financial institution, right? So then while Sabrina's in her office making out with Rich during business hours, as I keep telling y'all, she didn't deserve that promotion because she don't know what to do with her time. She need to be out there managing. So then she hears Maurice and Paige arguing, and it takes her literally 5 minutes later to check and see what is going on. And seems like she lets them argue for a few more moments while she's saying, okay, y'all, okay, and just standing there instead of shutting them up. And finally, she sends Paige to the break room to cool off and tells Maurice to get back to work. But I'm like, when is Sabrina ever going to tell Maurice he's wrong and needs to stop starting trouble? Because that's all he does. And he still was mad because she gets to take a break. Well, I got to go back to work. I'm like, come on, Sabrina. So she goes back to her office and turns down Rich's offer to go to lunch. Then Danny calls, sounding a bit tipsy or something, and it's only like noon. So Sabrina runs to meet her at the steam plant. So when Sabrina gets to the steam plant, she sits down and Danny starts telling her how she's feeling about what Tony did. And Sabrina doesn't seem to see anything wrong with what he did. She don't have a problem with it, what Tony did, and she insists on making excuses for his actions. And Danny is like, "Do you even hear what he's saying? Are you hearing me?" And she's letting her know that she's okay with who she is and what she's doing and her job. And you know, she's not trying to fix him. He's sitting there trying to fix her all the time or change her into somebody that she's not. And she doesn't want that. And she loves who she is right now. And it seems to me Sabrina should realize that this is really bothering Danny. If it's noontime and she's in there drinking already and almost toasted, she trying to get her to stop drinking and telling the bartender to bring water and all of this stuff. You know what I mean? Anyway, while they're talking and winding down, then we see Rich and Tony come in there and see them. And then they switch that scene. And lastly, we see Andy at home, and she's thinking about what happened at the hospital with Gary, and then she's drinking and realizing that she chases validation, and hates herself for it. And then she vows to herself that she's never going to be controlled or manipulated by a man ever again. And she takes the wine glass and she throws it up against the kitchen wall and it smashes into pieces on the floor. And she's crying and everything. And the next thing you know, her phone beeps and she looks at the beep. Who's checking their phone when in that state of mind? But Andy checks her phone. She goes to check her phone and it's a text from Jordan saying he needs to see her. And she's like, "I'm home. Are you okay?" She texts back and he said, "I'm on my way." So she gets herself together, and when he comes up the elevator, she turns around and says, "Jordan." But instead of Jordan coming out by himself, here come Penelope with him. And she already looking like something's wrong, because if you look at the expression on Penelope's face, she there for business and stuff. Okay. And so Andy opens her arms and goes, Jordan. And Penelope stepped in front of her and waved the finger, girlfriend. And I'm like, she's like, well, what's wrong? I don't understand. And she's like, you and Gary think y'all could yada, 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 did. And she's like, I assure you that I had nothing to do with it. All of that, I assure you so. She's so weak. I tell you, they have her so weak. And she was saying that she didn't do it. And Penelope was like, yeah, whatever. And she's like, Jordan, tell her. Jordan, I don't understand this because Jordan already knew because Andy told him. And Jordan just put his head down and turned his head and wouldn't look at her. I said, oh my God, he was looking like he was being submissive to his sister, like she was in control of him or something like that. It was just weird. And when she said she don't understand, Penelope put down her pocketbook, said, maybe you'll understand this, and took that right hand and slapped Andy across the face. And she's like, and it went off just like that. So y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all thought about this episode. And I will see you all in the next video. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. It's your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.